Hey guys, welcome to another chemistry video, and today we will be exploring how to find the percentage by mass of nitrogen in penicillin. I'm Eating and I'm here to teach you some chemistry, so let's get started. The first thing we have to do to tackle our problem is to understand the question, and for today we have two questions to answer. The first question is to find the percentage mass of nitrogen in penicillin. The second question is to find the mass of nitrogen in 100 grams of penicillin. So the difference here is that the first question does not give you the amount, but the second question gives you a specific amount of the compound, and therefore we have to be careful when tackling the second question. Usually, they will give you something a little bit more challenging, like a more complex number. For example, 203 grams or 310 grams, something like that. Penicillin is one of the most common antibiotics used today. However, it was a relatively recent discovery, the earliest one available in the 1940s. The discovery has often been described as the miracle drug or the wonder drug. This is because before penicillin was discovered, people could die from injuries and diseases that we would describe as very minor and very trivial today. For example, people could die from a cut that became infected. Today, penicillin could treat many diseases such as syphilis, acute rheumatic fever, and gonorrhea. Penicillin has also evolved over time, and there are many different types of penicillin that can treat different types of diseases. For example, penicillin V and penicillin G. To many, the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming was by chance. However, there are also some very interesting theories about the discovery of penicillin. If any of you are interested in finding out more, I will leave a link in the description below. Now that we have understood the question, I'm going to show you how to solve the questions with a step-by-step solution. Let's start off with question 1. To find the percentage mass of nitrogen in penicillin. Step 1. We have to find the chemical formula of penicillin. Right now I'm going to insert a picture of the chemical structure of penicillin G. There you go. Now all we have to do is to calculate how many of each elements are there in a penicillin compound. So pause the video right now and see if you can deduce the right chemical formula for penicillin. Right, I assume you're done. So right now I'm going to insert the chemical formula right here. There you go. Did you get it? I'm pretty sure it did. It's just simple counting, you know. Sometimes the question may not give you the chemical structure. They may just give you the compound name. So be sure to be ready to take on any challenge by revising often so you kind of know the different types of compounds and the chemical formula. Then these type of questions would be a no problem. Step 2 is to find the relative mass of penicillin. From the chemical formula that we have found, we have to calculate the mass of each element and then add it all together. Then we get the relative formula mass of penicillin. I like to use this periodic table that is available online. It is called the dynamic periodic table, and I'll put the link to it in the description down below as well. Now let's take a look at the mass of each element in the dynamic periodic table. So for carbon, we can see that it is 12.0 to 3 significant figures. Hydrogen is 1.00, nitrogen is 14.0, and take note of this because nitrogen is what we want to find. Oxygen has a mass of 16.0, and finally sulfur with 32.1. Next, we just have to multiply these mass by the number of elements in penicillin. So for carbon, there are 10, so we multiply the mass of carbon by 10, hydrogen by 14, nitrogen by 2, and so on. Next, we just have to add them all up to get the answer of 150.1. Very nice. Okay. On to our final step. To find the percent mass of nitrogen. So all we have to do is to follow this formula. Take the mass of nitrogen and divide it by the relative formula mass of penicillin. Then multiply it by 100%. So I'm going to insert a picture of the last slide right here. There you go. And we can see that nitrogen has a relative mass of 28.0. Sorry about that. 28.0. And penicillin is 150.1. So we all have to substitute in the values, and there you have it. Use your calculator or anything. and the answer is 18.6%. So we could say that the mass of nitrogen is 18.6% in penicillin, or we could also say that in penicillin, the mass of nitrogen takes up 18.6%. Moving on to the second question, to find the mass of nitrogen in 100 grams of penicillin. The formula for this question is very similar to the first, or I should say that it's just a change of units. Right here, we still use mass of nitrogen divided by the relative mass of penicillin. But instead of multiplying by 100%, we multiply it by 100 grams. So the final answer will be 18.6 grams instead of 18.6%. And really be careful not to miss out the unit here, because you may get the whole question wrong if you didn't write the unit. So question 2 is pretty easy for the 2 questions. Now let's recap on what we have learned in today's video. A little bit about penicillin and its uses and who actually discovered it. Well, Alexander Fleming. And secondly, we learned how to solve these types of questions about an element's percent mass in a compound. And really there are only 3 simple steps to this. Find the chemical formula of the compound, find the relative formula mass of the compound and the element, then just divide the two and multiply by either 100% to find the percent mass, or a specific amount given in the question. The video, and I hope this is useful for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment down below, or just email me directly. My email is down there. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. For now, it's YJ signing off. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.